work it, make it, do it. Makes us harder, better, faster, stronger.
Harder, better, faster, stronger. It's not just a Kanye West song. It's also an ethos in the tech world.
Laniracetam, Siltep, phenylpiracetam, methylcobalamin, zeaxanthin, GABA wave. I'll warn you, doesn't taste great, but it's worth it.
You take all of these, put them in your hand, and then you just take them. Is that safe to do?
It's totally safe to do that. I look back to my college days where we had beer bongs. It's exactly the same technique. I have some of the most expensive pee on the planet.
I know what you're thinking. This dude seems crazy. Honestly, I thought so too. His name is Dave Asprey. He's a CEO of Bulletproof. He's an entrepreneur. And he's also known for experimenting with drugs, the smart ones.
What I'm trying to do is age less quickly, but most importantly, I'm working on having the most energy and having a brain that works really, really well. Because when I weighed 300 pounds, I was having really bad problems with brain fog. And as an entrepreneur, that's a problem.
That combo he's downing, that's what's referred to as a stack, a collection of smart drugs, also called nootropics. They're aimed at enhancing your brain. They could be anything, from a stimulant like coffee to a prescription drug. Nootropics, smart drugs, whatever you choose to call them, users say they enhance your brain and subsequently your body's performance. They've become a thing in the tech world, in part because of the high level of competition, in part because of the long hours. But it all boils down to this way of life, called biohacking. This idea that we can control our own biology, and we can program it to maximize results. For Dave, maximizing results meant escaping, more than 800 miles north of San Francisco in British Columbia.
If you really want to have all the mental capabilities you can have, you need to have nature and forests and trees and views. If you're looking at a cubicle wall like this, your brain shuts down. When you look at a vista like this, it wakes you up.
The whole idea in Silicon Valley and San Francisco and with entrepreneurs is this idea of hacking the status quo, not taking things at face value. You're very much hacking yourself. Is this whole place in Canada, is this kind of your way of doing that?
Your body will respond to the environment it's in. And I love Silicon Valley. Like, there's an entrepreneurial energy there that's amazing. And I was at the company that created modern cloud computing, and I've seen so many amazing things. But when I look at the way my meat, my biology, the operating system of my body responds to the environment around me, I am more resilient. I thrive more when I have views like this.
Dave says smart drugs have saved his life, but it's hard to know how safe they are. People using these enhancers can suffer from side effects, headaches, insomnia, nausea, and many haven't been studied.
I've used every class of drug you can imagine. I've used the modafinils of the world, the racetams, hydrogen, different analogs of testosterone, growth hormone. The list goes on and on.
Tim's body is essentially a living lab. He also practices biohacking. Anything that can control or improve any part of his body, he'll try. There are no limits.
Here in Silicon Valley, you are your own athlete. You're only as good as your mind and how late you can stay up and how many lines of codes you can pound out, how good your product is. Smart drugs are a way that entrepreneurs are helping achieve that marathon.
Let's just say you're a 24-year-old startup co-founder who just got a seed round of funding from a big venture capitalist, kind of bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, holy shit, I'm in Silicon Valley, and you feel intense pressure to compete against the half a dozen other companies that are trying to do the same thing. Just like an Olympic athlete who's willing to do almost anything, even if it shortens their life by 5 years to get a gold medal, you're gonna think about what pills and potions you can take, because the difference between completely failing, losing all your money, and going home with your tail between your legs, making $1 million and making $1 billion is right here.
Entrepreneurs have hacked traditional transportation, they've hacked the education system. Is the body really kind of the next pillar?
Absolutely, the body is the next pillar. And being able to just see the data is the first step, and now to use the data to tell you how to live your life better, given your genetics and your environment, and for me, what might be different, that's huge. And this is as big as the Homebrew Computer Club 30 years ago, where we started making PCs.
Let's look at in 10, 15 years, if you do have some horrific side effects, will it have been worth it?
I've had some side effects. When I was developing the Bulletproof diet, I tried an extreme form of ketosis, and it gave me some food allergies I didn't have before, and I'm still working to reverse those. So things happen, but I had food allergies before that, just to different foods. So it was a relatively small risk. If I do find out down the road that there are some side effects, will it have been worth it? Yes, it'll have been worth it. The quality of my life every day is so much higher now than it was 10 years ago that it's priceless.